Hey, this is Justin. It is Thursday morning, July 18th. I think we'll call it July 18th. I don't know why I even say the dates. This is a walk and talk brainstorm, getting ideas that are rattling around in the head, outside the head, a place where they could potentially become useful. Doing this morning just to get some clarity of thinking, to clean up some energy around clean up some energy around uh, around decisions and things to do, and get hit with a thousand different messages in the morning on thousands, not a literal number, but like little things to actually get done today, which get in the way of some of the bigger boulders and some of the stuff that we need to some stuff need to work through today. And so what else do I want to say about that? And so how do we start getting thinking? It's starting to get some stuff verbalized, starting to get some momentum around the thinking. When my head starts to spin and to start to cycle, things start to slow down. Things start to you start to like second guess. And doing the walk and talks allows for an override of that. Right? It is, here's what I'm speaking about, and any of that like mental self-talk sort of gets replaced, or does definitely gets replaced with the uh, the uh, the hey, am I saying the right thing? Am I doing too many and that sort of stuff? So there is still some distraction that goes into it, and I didn't realize it. Like the voice in the head is pretty much the voice in the head speaks very clearly and speaks very distinctly, because it just goes, and mine just goes quite a bit. But the voice that we actually speak and verbalize, it comes out with the and it comes up with the challenge, it comes up with the how are people starting to respond back to it, which is probably why it's the voice in the head is a little bit more powerful. So the way that I counteract that is I go start going live. I didn't want to today. I just wanted to go listen to something, kind of bury my head, or and do some sort of a behavior, for lack of a better term, to get out. But instead, we go and do a walk and talk and start to create some stuff, and create, build, and think, and create, build, think, and see what ideas start to come out of here. So this is a live stream. It goes out in a minute. It'll be about 10 minutes. We'll put this into Opus afterwards, and Opus, what that will do, break it down into smaller clips. Those smaller clips will get published. I've just got a calendar of items that get published every couple of hours, starting at 6 a.m. Eastern time through 11 p.m. Most of them get published on LinkedIn, most of them get like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, a couple of different places over there. They get published out there. Typically, most of them do not get read or responded to, but every once in a while I come up with one that was like, this is meaningful. This is meaningful. This is impactful. This is something that I want to. There's a thread that I want to pull on a little bit more or a little bit longer to be able to carry the idea through. So it's funny when I look at like what my dream scenario would have been a couple of years ago, as like just having this available, where I can literally just push play and then get feedback on what gets created, like as I'm walking my dog, as I'm doing exercise, as we're doing like healthy behavior, to be able to get pretty much instant feedback based on what is actually getting created, and being able to do enough volume to figure out, hey, this is the thing that I want to talk about more. This is the thing that is more meaningful. This is the thing that that matters to me, and this is the thing that people start to respond back to. And then where do we have that happy medium, or that happy medium of where there's some convergence around all three of those things? I think it kind of speaks to the Ikigai model. Like, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I'm good at, and then this is what the world starts to respond to, right? So I'm good at getting out of my own way. This is me personally, good at getting out of my own way for putting stuff out there. I'm passionate about it as well. I'm passionate about going on walks and talks. It's like, hey, it's the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. So definitely passionate about that. The pieces where I need some work is like how that starts getting communicated to other people in a way that's that's meaningful and impactful, because how it comes out a lot of times is sort of random brainstorms. It is journaling out loud effectively. It's journaling in front of other people, which does have some value, and that's how we start to work through ideas. But there is that like, oh, I wish it was better, wish it was better, wish it was different, wish it was more, yeah, wish it was more creative, and like all that stuff that yeah, wish it was more, yeah, wish it was better, and wish it was more, yeah, more. That's all I'll say. There's just the wishing of, yeah, the wishing of, wishing that it was better. And I think there is something in doing a roundup post each, looking at all the posts for the week, starting to do a roundup post around some of those ideas, and then making them into something that is, meaningful, or putting it together, or creating a narrative around the stuff that we're starting to build out. But it is, I like the analogy that gets used at work a lot, where it is building the plane as you're flying the plane, and um, doing the same thing. I think it's always flying the plane. That's where we are. We have the tech. I mean, that's for this situation, we're always flying the plane. We're always moving forward, and then that starts to inform what actually needs to get built. As long as we have, and plane's probably not the right example, right? Because it is, that's a high risk place. But when we're starting to use words, and we're starting to use systems, and we're starting to use creations, much lower risk, much lower way to be able to, much lower barrier to be able to create and um, to create and to build, much lower. Yeah, so I'll say that much lower, much lower, much lower stakes, I think, is the name of the game. Much lower stakes, but much bigger opportunity. It's funny, when the stakes are low but the opportunity is big, we don't necessarily probably treat the opportunity as big as it is. And then also, when we get that thing that we actually want to get, oh, I know something I want to talk about here. When we get that thing that we actually want to get, you realize that that's not actually where it's wanting to go. And I don't know, I was listening to a podcast, I can't remember which one it was, but it was like talking about like you can't like out goal who you are. So it is actually that working on who you are in the working on who you are in the minute. And that is, yes, so that is how we start to play through and think about some of the ideas, and shoot the opportunity to be able to do 4 hours of live recording every single day, and to be able to just talk through for 4 hours, and get to that breakthrough point, especially if we're going someplace, going someplace, and heading in a particular direction, and having a place to go to that is a destination, and then having all of the creation stuff just happen in the to happen in the edges, right? Having all the creation stuff just happen. I'll call it in the edges, right? Happening on the fringes, happening on the outside of where we are. Yes, or happening in the gap time. And let me just do something real quick. I just want to make sure I get my gym appointment booked. Make sure I get my gym appointment booked today. All right, that's something to do. All right, got a long list of kind of disparate action items that we're starting to work on today, and long list of action items that we're starting to work on today to yeah, long list of action that we're starting to work on to make things go. And where is, at what point in time do we at what point in time do we at what point in time just do complete pivots, do complete 180, think about things a little bit differently, in spirit of making the world of like in the spirit of making life and work easier, right? Because if things come at us like a thousand different they come at us like a thousand different a thousand different little needles in the background, then that's where we thousand little needles, and then we have the option of putting those thousand meaningful or workable, or having them sort of exist as disparate items and having diffused energy. So I think the purpose today is like, where do you have that focused energy? Even if it is like in the side of the segment, I think from the Abraham Hicks asking it is given, segment intending, putting together, like really being like, for this segment of the day, here's what I'm going to focus on and here's what I'm actually going to do. Segment's a really powerful way, especially for us that are sort of in knowledge work and have to do a lot of context switching every single day. That is the yeah, that's the that's the place to make this work and make this go. Have an amazing one, and speak soon.